from the 7th floor of the Bally's parking garage with these nice Paris hotel rooms behind me. Today, in the Vlogmas mini-series of 2022 stats, I'm going to be telling you stats related to my hours this year. I'm going to separate it for you by day, week, month, and room. Let's start with day, worst, and best. Worst. So fewest hours in a day that I played. There have been some days I didn't play. In a day that I played, 31 minutes is the shortest amount of time I played. It was at Venetian. It was July 21st of this year. I had just played Council Bluffs all summer. I took a week-long road trip through the Dakotas and the Northwest, and that was my first day back. I was staying at Harrah's. Venetian wasn't far, and I went there, and the game wasn't amazing, and I hadn't played for a week, so I wasn't really like in the mode to play anyway. It was also a Thursday, so I had one night at Harrah's on the cheap, and then I was moving to an Airbnb the very next day, and just was gonna have to be up early anyway. It wasn't gonna be a late night anyway. Just played 31 minutes and then went back to my room. Best, so most hours in a day, 15 hours, 40 minutes. Circumstances were like the opposite pretty much. I played Mandalay, MGM, Aria, Bally's, and Bellagio. It was because it was a Sunday. So Saturday night I was in an Airbnb. I checked out Sunday at I guess 11, and there are certain circumstances where I'm very confident I could check in to a casino hotel very, very early, like 7 a.m. sometimes. Those circumstances presented themselves on February 21st. So on February 19th, that was a Saturday, I was in an Airbnb, check out on the 20th, and I only need to make it about 20 hours until I could check in. I think it was at Bally's on Monday the 21st. So I didn't have a room Sunday, so I was just playing all night. So I played 15 hours, 40 minutes, and with the travel, you know, the transit of casino hopping, it was 15 hours, 40 minutes of play in about 20 hours. There was this really great Mongolian guy at the Bellagio table. That was my last stop. It was like 5.5 hours just at Bellagio. He made the game a lot of fun, and that helped. 5 casinos, and then checked in very early to a casino hotel that Monday. Worst week, so fewest hours in a week besides the zeros, the road trip and the beginning of January before I came out to Vegas. 15 hours, 11 minutes from November 19th through November 25th. That was the week of Thanksgiving. In addition to not playing on Thanksgiving, the challenge, the 250 hours challenge had ended recently. So I wasn't like looking for crazy hours, and I had a lot of things for the channel to get ready for this Vlogmas series, and also for videos in January, because I'm not going to be in Vegas for most of January. So I had a lot to do in terms of filming and editing, things like that, and there were a bunch of days I just didn't play. So for that week, that 7-day stretch, 15 hours, 11 minutes. Best week in terms of hours has some caveats. So the week starting October 29th, I played 72 hours, 50 minutes. That was during the 250 hours challenge. So if you want to ask me, what about without a challenge? Then what was your biggest week? I have that answer for you. 66 hours, 35 minutes on the week starting June 4th. But that was in Council Bluffs, where there's no casino hopping and it's better games than I play most of the year. So if you ask me, well, not Council Bluffs, when you were casino hopping and not during a challenge in Vegas, what were the most hours in a week? I have that answer for you. 66 hours, 14 minutes, the week starting January 15th. I got here very late on January 8th. It took me about a week to get back into the mode of playing every day. And second week, January 15th through January 21st, over 66 hours. A month now, and yeah, I turned it around on you, right on the ledge, so you could see the Paris rooms. It's a little windy, so I'm trying to block the wind off the camera with this pillar you can't see right here. Anyway, May, 135 hours and 25 minutes. May, one of the reasons it was a little weak in terms of hours was the trip to Desert Hot Springs, where I played Morongo, Agua Caliente, and Lake Elsinore. So the drive there and back hurt the hours. Also, I wasn't really looking to kill the hours in each of those places. It was 3 places I had never been. I wanted to see them, but like I wasn't hell-bent on playing like 10-hour days in each of them. And in addition to that, this was the month before going to Council Bluffs. So I was kind of like preparing some things for the channel, especially for the 2-day drive from Vegas to Council Bluffs. I had to have things going up on the channel those days, so I was doing a lot of editing towards the end of the month and didn't quite get a ton of hours, a little more than 135. But I did get 221 hours, 19 minutes in February, which has the fewest days of any month, only 28. So that was interesting. I guess things were going well, and I was back in the swing. Also, like, very energetic towards the end of the year. I haven't been looking forward to playing like 10-hour days. I've done it for the 100 hours challenge and the 250 hours challenge, but in January, February, I hadn't played over the holiday season last year. So I was like really like pumped to play a lot of hours. So that helped get the most hours this year in 1 month in February. And by room, best, so most hours, 607 hours 43 minutes. And you could probably guess Bally's, really like playing there in the old room, really like the temp room, don't love the new room so much, but over 600 hours just at Bally's this year. And the fewest amount of hours plural, is stretching it, 16 minutes at Orleans. I was at Conseco's gas station, because it's the greatest gas station on earth, and on the drive back to the Strip one day, I was driving past Orleans, so I stopped in. 1-3 had an enormous list. 2-5 had open seating, and I was playing five-handed, and no one else was showing up. So between waiting forever for 1-3 and playing shorthanded 2-5, I decided to leave after 16 minutes.
I got it at the stadium.